gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This is Pastor Rosemary coming to you from Ansara Angels Ovid. Hello, Sagittarius. This is Pastor Rosemary with your 2015 Year of the Sheep. Year of the Sheep are separated from the goats. Year of the Sheep and Year of the Goats 2015 Horoscope and Astrology. This is Christian astrology based on Rosicrucian Christian Kabbalah. Okay, this is the year for your mind to be very expansive, Sagittarius. This is God the King. This is the planet Jupiter that rules you. And Sagittarius, you are the day aspect of Jupiter because you're a fire sign. Fire signs are masculine. You're mutable fire, though, so sometimes you might get a little out of control. So it's good to remember to try to stay as disciplined as you can. So the things that you're good at disciplining yourself with, have those aspects of your life teach all other aspects of your life. And you'll be successful in 2015. Now, there's going to be Jupiter, it transits out of 2014's retrograde direction to go direct in 2015. This is going to happen on April the 8th of 2015. It'll go direct to Leo at 1656 UT. Now the Christian gematria, or gematria, the Rosicrucian Kabbalistic gematria says that this is going to exalt the sacrificial lamb compliant to the will of God the Father, because the number, the gematria, is 32 for the year of 2015. So this year, the Father Almighty is going to separate the sheep from the goats. Everybody will be given according to what they need. You're not going to be given things you don't need, but you're also going to get exactly what you do need. So this is not going to be a good year to murmur and complain, and you really won't feel like doing so. You won't be feeling like murmuring and complaining. As it says in Scripture, God does not like that and destroys people who do that, so we all have to remember that. But as of April the 8th, when Jupiter goes direct again, at that time, you're going to be feeling much better, and that'll be a better time for travel, because you're going to, while Jupiter's in retrograde in 2014, it's not good to travel because of travel mishaps. You don't want that. Now, just exactly who is God? What is His name, and how does He bless you? How do we get blessings from God? They say that if we know His name and we repeat it over and over and ask Him to bless us, won't that help? Won't that make it work? Or if I just say, God help me, or please God bless me, won't that work? Well, of course, saying God sort of puts you in a position where you're just using a term that has, it's more than just a big daddy in the sky. It's really, I don't know my Father's name, but I'm going to respect Him anyway, is what you're saying when you say God. Now, when you start trying to find your Father's name and find a religion that you like or a spiritual direction that you like, when you're trying to find your Father's name, is He El? Is He Elohim? Elohim's a plural. It's a feminine word with a male plural in Hebrew, so Elohim is not the name of God. It's the name of a group of individuals who are the Elyon, or higher than man, and created man in their image, Not in my image, not in his image, in their image. That's from the scriptures, that's from Genesis. Okay, so is his name Allah? Is his name Jehovah? What is his name? Because people say that, is it Zeus? Is it Jupiter? Is it Jesus? What is his name? What is God's name? Is God the Father and God the Son the same? Or are they slightly different? Again, anytime you speak, you are belittling God. Anytime you attempt to speak his name. Anytime you write or read, it's blasphemous. It goes against the commandments in Exodus to not make any graven images of things under or above the earth. To live is to sin. To breathe is to sin. Sin is the ancient moon god. So all your works are but filthy rags to God, as you know. So what do? The word God comes from got, or ga, which is the sound that a bird makes, a noble bird. Ga, got, God, that's all. And it goes into God, goth, that type of thing. It's ancient Germanic and Teutonic. It goes back into the noble birds of the air. Again, if you worship, as Christ said, if you worship things in the sky or things in the sea, you're not worshiping God. Because if you worship the birds, or God, or Got, or Ga, then you're worshiping things in the sky, and you're making birds and things in the sky more important than you, and to stand above you. Even if you worship things in the sea, you're making those things to stand above you. If you worship water or you worship fire, all these things, if you worship it, you're saying that these things are above you. And there is no name and no description or attributes that can be attributed to God. We have to speak. So we use terms. But this is a year to remember not to let things get to the point where nobody can speak or nobody can relate and everybody has to just be stupid in order to be spiritual or religious. Well, that's ridiculous. The purpose of religion is to codify spirituality into an intelligent format so people don't kill each other in the process. All right, so there's always an explanation scientifically, we say. However, in science, there's the black box, where with any science you study, whether it's pharmacology or physics, there's always a place where, well, then a miracle happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and this molecule does this. But there's always that point in every science where there's the cat in the black box, and nobody knows what happens there because a miracle happens there. Nobody knows, what's going to happen, what's behind door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3. You never know what you're going to get. That's the chaos theory. So we're going to say, because there's miracles, we're going to give it a scientific name and call it the chaos theory. Well, all that's doing is giving a fancy name to something that's not actually even fancy or scientific. It's just a simple ancient Egyptian word for, the god that came out of watery chaos. Ra. So they're just using ancient Egyptian terms. Science is just using Roman and Greek words, that's all. So that other people don't understand it. But they're not really saying anything except we don't really know why. All we know is that if we can get everybody to agree, then it'll probably happen. So we're going to do everything we can to get everybody to agree. All right, so your life's going to get easier, Sagittarius. It's going to get easier on April the 8th of 2015 at 1656 Universal Time. Coordinated Universal Time. Same time as it is in London. What that means is there's going to be a lot of freedom afforded you at that time. And anybody that wants to look at where their placements are of Sagittarius in their chart, there's going to be a lot more freedom. If your moon is in Sagittarius, you're going to have a lot more emotional freedom. If your Mercury is in Sagittarius, you're going to have a lot more mental freedom of thought. If your Venus is in Sagittarius, you're going to have a lot more freedom in matters of love and relationships. If your Saturn's in Sagittarius, you're going to have a situation where there'll be more opportunities for you to have education and get out of any kind of bondage you might be in financially, or even people who have found themselves, like people who are incarcerated, or people who are stuck in a job they don't like, or people that are stuck in things. You're going to find, not necessarily that we're going to just open the doors and let people do whatever they want, but more, here you can have this education, or here you can have this job, or here you can have this raise. So if you want raises, you want to look again at this Jupiter going direct in April on the 8th of 2015. So as the year of the sheep and the goat are separated, comes forth, do you want to be a sheep or do you want to be a goat? And if you're a goat, which goat do you want to be? The one that gets sacrificed, or the one that gets away, the Azazel goat that gets pushed off the cliff and is the escape goat, or the scapegoat, the one that gets away with anything because they got away with it? Which do you want to be? That's a choice you can make. The answer is, there's no difference between being completely submitted to God and being God. Thank you, Sagittarius. And you have a wonderful 2015.